Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Viral Pulse now. It's me. And we begin with some intriguing developments from the world of Indian politics. The grand old party, the Congress, let's call it, seems to be not so grand anymore. Its leaders are spilling secrets that could shake up Indian politics. First up, we have veteran Congress leader Shashi Tharoor. He has been in the news for his sharp intellect and his equally sharp Twitter game. Now, he's making headlines for something a bit different. In an interview to Karen Thapar, and this was aired on a news channel last night, the former union minister made a stunning admission. He said there are differences within the Congress, but he plans to sort them out internally. Well, what's the big deal, you might ask? Politicians and their internal squabbles are dime a dozen. But Mr. Tharoor's acknowledgement is significant for two main reasons. No. One, he's a top leader and one of the most recognizable faces of the party. And secondly, he's chosen to air the dirty linen outside. And by air, I mean keep it in the family. This has raised more questions than answers. What exactly is going on inside the Congress? Why is Mr. Tharoor talking about internal conflicts in public? And what kind of differences are we talking about? Before we get into the details, let me give you some background. Recently, the Congress had its plenary session in Chhattisgarh. All top leaders were present: Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, the works. Now, according to reports, there were two groups, one led by the Gandhis and the other by senior leader Ashok Gehlot. Apparently, they had different views on how the party should be run. Gehlot wanted more say in the matter. He even skipped the inauguration ceremony of the plenary session to make his point. The Gandhis, well, they didn't budge. And now comes Shashi Tharoor with his bombshell. He says there are differences, but it will be sorted out internally. Here's what he told Karen Thapar, and I'm quoting, "There are differences between leaders. Everybody knows that. But I don't think it as anybody else's business except that of the Congress Working Committee and the Congress President. So I don't want to talk about it. I'm confident it will be sorted out internally." Interesting, isn't it? You know, politicians and their body language. They say a lot, but it's what they don't say that often gives you a peek into their minds. Mr. Tharoor spoke about differences between leaders, but he stopped short of naming names or giving specifics. He could have said, "Look, we all have our differences, but we are a team and we are working towards a common goal," except he did not. He chose to keep it real and acknowledge that there are differences. In fact, he could have easily brushed it off and said, no differences here. We are all united." But the Congress leader did not take that route. Instead, he went for honesty, albeit political correctness. And honestly, this is refreshing. After all, politicians are not known for their transparency. So what exactly are these differences? According to reports, it's a turf war, a classic case of old versus new. The old guard wants more say in the party affairs, but the Gandhis, well, they seem reluctant to give up power. This tussle is not new. You see, since Rahul Gandhi took over as party chief, there have been rumblings of discontent. Senior leaders like Ahmed Patel and Ghulam Nabi Azad have openly criticized the functioning of the party. And now it seems Shashi Tharoor is echoing their sentiments. But why now? What prompted him to speak up? Well, that could be due to the upcoming assembly elections. The Congress needs to be on its A game if it wants to win. And right now, reports say the party is still split. The G23 leaders are unhappy and the Gandhis are unsparing. So what does Shashi Tharoor do? He calls for a truce, but not really. He simply admits that there are differences, and that's saying something because in politics, especially Indian politics, admission is the first step to forgiveness. Let me tell you why I'm emphasizing on this. Ever since Rahul Gandhi took charge, senior leaders have been sidelined. I'm talking about the likes of Kapil Sibal, Manish Chowdhury, and yes, Shashi Tharoor. He was the Union Minister for Human Resource Development during the UPA's second term. But after the Modi wave swept India, he found himself out of the government. But Tharoor, unlike many of his colleagues, did not throw tantrums. He did not cross over to BJP. He stayed put and served on the front benches, albeit without a portfolio. Now, you could say he was being rewarded for his loyalty, but looks like that's not the case. His recent statements indicate that he, too, is unhappy with the state of affairs in the party. Just think about it. On one hand, you have leaders like Nasiruddin, who joined the Congress after quitting Trinamool. Then you have Jyotir Aditya Scindia, who left the Congress to join BJP, and look where he is today. A cabinet minister and a member of the BJP's parliamentary board. Now, compare that to Shashi Tharoor's case. Despite being loyal, he has been sidelined, pushed to the sidelines, all the while keeping his cool. In fact, Mr. Tharoor is among the most active members of the Congress on social media. He regularly posts articles and essays on his blog and shares them on Twitter. Most of his tweets go viral. Take, for example, his essay on Afghanistan, or this one on federalism, or this one on the Indian diaspora. Each of these essays has thousands of likes and retweets. So clearly, Shashi Tharoor remains relevant in the public sphere, but within the Congress, his voice seems to be drowned out. Well, that's what his statement to Karen Thapar suggests. Think about it. If he were happy in the party, why would he admit to differences? Why would he air the dirty linen in public? Now, you could argue that he did not actually reveal anything. He just said there are differences. But even that is a big deal. You see, politicians are trained to be vague, to speak in code. Every word is calculated, every sentence is screened by the PR team. In fact, I can confidently say that most politicians are more comfortable speaking in public than engaging in private conversations. There's no need for pleasantries. There's no need to mince words. And this is where Shashi Tharoor's statement stands out. He could have lied. He could have played along, but instead he chose honesty. Of course, he did not reveal the differences, but by acknowledging their existence, he has opened up a Pandora's box. Think about it. For years, we've seen the Congress as this monolithic entity, a party with a clear hierarchy. The Gand is at the top, then comes the working committee, followed by state units. But lately, this structure seems to be crumbling. Senior leaders are questioning the leadership. State units are revolting. Recently, the party's youth wing held protests in New Delhi. They wanted the party to be more inclusive. And now we have Shashi Tharoor admitting there are differences. The question is, what happens next? Does the Congress break up or does it try to course correct? Remember, the Congress has been at the center of Indian politics for decades. Yes, it lost power in 2014, but its footprint remains. So far, it has managed to keep its flock intact, but for how long? These rumblings of discontent could turn ugly. And when I say ugly, I'm not talking about political slugfest. I'm talking about electoral losses. Just look at the recent assembly elections in 5 states. The Congress could not win a single one. Sure, it was the BJP versus all in a triangular fight. But when the chips were down, where were the Congress leaders? They were fighting each other. In Punjab, Amarinder Singh was taking on Navjot Singh Sidhu. In Uttar Pradesh, Akhilesh Yadav was blaming Priyanka Gandhi. And in Uttarakhand, it was all about Harish Rawat versus Ganesh Gadiyal. So while the BJP fought the elections under one roof, the Congress fought multiple battles against itself. If this trend continues, the party could be staring at a bleak future. It's high time they played their cards right. Now, coming back to Shashi Tharoor, his comments have put the spotlight back on him. At 67, he's arguably at the twilight of his career. So what does he have to lose? Maybe his loyalty to the party or maybe his love for the country. Well, I'm not going to speculate. But one thing is clear, his statement reflects the mood in the Congress. The party is in no shape to take on the BJP, and unless it gets its house in order, the dreams of 2024 will remain just that, a dream.